Welcome to another episode of our channel. In this video, we will discuss the Iron Beam, Israel's new laser defense system, which according to the Israeli Ministry of Defense, has completed testing and is being deployed on the battlefield. Israel, through its Ministry of Defense and the Rafael Company, confirmed that the Iron Beam has completed a series of rigorous tests and is ready for operational use by the Israeli Defense Forces, marking a historic milestone for Israel, making it the first nation to deploy a high-power laser-based air defense system operationally. The development took years, but with the increasing threat from low-cost drones and rockets from groups like Hamas and Hezbollah, urgency was clear. Now, delivery to IDF units is expected soon, integrating directly with the existing Iron Dome batteries. But what exactly is the Iron Beam? And what are its technical specifications and operational capabilities? It is a directed energy system, meaning it is a high-energy laser designed to neutralize aerial threats like rockets, mortars, and drones. Unlike missile-based defenses like the Iron Dome, it uses a concentrated laser beam to heat the target until destruction. The Iron Beam operates by emitting a high-power laser beam, estimated in the tens of kilowatts. The system includes an advanced detection radar, similar to that of the Iron Dome, which identifies and tracks the threat in real time. Once detected, the laser is directed with millimeter precision using adaptive optics that corrects atmospheric distortions to maintain focus, heating the target's surface to extreme temperatures, estimated in the thousands of degrees Celsius, causing structural failure, ignition, or explosion. For small and medium drones, it only needs to melt critical components like wings. For rockets or mortars, it just needs to pierce the casing and detonate the propellant or warhead. The latest version can engage targets the size of a coin from up to 10 kilometers away, with a cost of just a few dollars per shot, covering electricity and the cooling system cost. And what will be the exact role of the Iron Beam in Israel's integrated air defense system? Israel has one of the most advanced layered air defenses, with the Iron Dome handling short-range threats like rockets and mortars, David's Sling dealing with medium-range missiles, and the Arrow intercepting long-range ballistic missiles, like those launched by Iran. The Iron Beam will integrate primarily with the Iron Dome, acting as a complementary layer for low-cost threats like drones or swarms of rockets. It will be mounted on mobile batteries, possibly on land, at sea, and even in the air, expanding flexibility. Now, the differences from the Iron Dome, which has saved countless lives since 2011, uses kinetic interceptors, the famous Tamir missiles which physically collide with the target, costing about $50,000 each. It's proven against rockets, with success rates over 90%, but relies on a finite stockpile and is expensive for cheap threats. The Iron Beam, on the other hand, is directed energy, with no projectiles, instant response, and a negligible cost per shot. The Iron Beam has a range of up to 70 kilometers, while the Iron Beam for now reaches 10 kilometers but is much more precise against small targets. But will the Iron Beam completely replace the Iron Dome? Absolutely not, with Israeli officials emphasizing integration, not replacement. The Iron Dome remains essential for threats that require greater range or in very bad weather conditions, since lasers are sensitive to fog, rain, or dust that can scatter part of the beam's energy. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages between this laser system and missile-based defenses? In terms of advantages, the Iron Beam has an ultra-low cost per shot, unlimited engagements, no saturation risk from swarms. The response time is instant, and it's very versatile, easily deployable on land, sea, and air platforms. But it also has some important disadvantages, like energy dependence, requiring large generators, sensitivity to weather, as the atmosphere absorbs or scatters the laser in adverse conditions, and the current limited range, which will surely increase in the future. With the announcement, social media exploded, And not just with praise, with some people spreading myths related to lasers. Starting with the most famous one, the myth of mirrors, based on the idea that a perfect mirror would reflect the laser, making the target immune. Military lasers like the Arnon bin operate mainly in the infrared, not visible light, for which common mirrors are optimized. Glass or metal mirrors reflect visible light well, about 90 to 95%, but in infrared, reflectivity falls to 80% or less, depending on the material. And even if they manage to produce an almost perfect mirror, and even if 90% of the energy is reflected, the remaining 10% turns into heat, which means a 100 kilowatts laser hitting the target will heat it enough to melt the mirrored surface in a few seconds. The mirror overheats, deforms, losing reflectivity, with Israel obviously conducting tests showing that mirrored shields last only fractions of a second. Additionally, the beam can be pulsed or modulated to exploit weaknesses, or even focused on non-mirrored areas like sensors or propellers. About spacecraft thermal shields, they are ablative or insulating, designed to dissipate re-entry heat, like tiles on old space shuttles. They can absorb thermal energy, but a concentrated beam heats them locally at insane rates far beyond design support. With these ablative shields melting or vaporizing quickly under concentrated focus, these shields are for diffuse heat flow, not a centimeter square point burning at 5,000 degrees Celsius. In summary, these myths ignore real physics and issues like partial absorption, thermal degradation, and the versatility of military lasers. The iron beam is still a first step towards the ultimate laser system, but it is already enough to put Israel at the forefront in this type of defense, further enhancing its air defense capabilities against terrorist attacks. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates.